Sometimes it can be so frustrating to know what colors to use for your art project, but it's so much easier when you have one of these. The color wheel is such a big help when it comes to finding the right colors. If you don't have a color wheel, you can click on the link below and download your own color wheel. Now let's get to know the coloring wheel. The color wheel is made up of primarily primary colors. Here are the first colors of the color wheel: yellow, red, and blue. Second comes the secondary colors. You get these colors from mixing primary colors together. Yellow and red make orange, red and blue make violet, blue and yellow make green. The third round are the tertiary colors. You get these colors from mixing secondary colors with the primary colors. Yellow and orange make yellow-orange. Orange and red make red-orange. Red and violet make red-violet. Violet and blue make blue-violet. Blue and green make blue-green. Green and yellow make yellow-green. Believe it or not, this is just the beginning of your options for color. You can add black to change the shade, gray to change the saturation, and white to change the tint. We'll go into more detail about that in another video. But for now, just know that you have the option to change the value of the colors on the color wheel. Now that we have a basic understanding of the color wheel, we're going to color your friend and mine, Mighty Bear. The first color scheme that we'll look at for choosing color is complementary colors. You start with your first color and then you add its complement. The complement is the color directly across on the color wheel. Let's color Mighty Bear using the complementary color scheme. First, let's choose Mighty Bear's fur. Let's go with orange. Well, not exactly orange. I'm going to add a little bit of black to darken it up, make it more of a brown color. And then we'll add some white so that it lightens it up just a bit. Directly across from orange on the color wheel is blue. So we'll use blue for his outfit. We'll start with the mask. Now I don't want to put the same value of blue for his shirts. It's good to spread the colors out. So we'll move to the cape next. And then the boots, the shorts, and the logo. For his belt, we'll add a little bit of gray. For his tights, we'll use the same blue, except that we're going to lighten it up a little bit to give it some contrast. Since we've used a lot of blue in our composition already, I'm going to use orange for the backdrop, although I'm going to lighten it up just a little bit. For the starburst, we'll put an even lighter orange in it. And for the foreground, we'll go with orange, but we're going to add a lot of gray to it, so it doesn't compete with Mighty Bear. And a little bit of pink for the insides of the ears and the nose. Let's do another one together. We'll start with the secondary color, violet. I'm not going to go with straight violet. I'm going to lighten it up a little bit by adding white. For his mask, we'll darken it back up to its original violet color. Next, we'll move to the cape. Same color. We'll use that same color for the boots and the logo, and for the shorts as well. Directly across from violet on the color wheel is yellow. And I'm going to change the tint so it lightens up just a little bit. Again, this gives it a good contrast between the purple that we put originally. For the backdrop, we'll go with purple, but we'll add a little gray to it so it doesn't compete with Mighty Bear in the foreground. For the starburst, we'll add a little more white just to give it some contrast. For the ground that he's standing on, we'll go back to yellow, but a very light yellow. And for his ears and nose, we'll go with an even lighter purple than what we used for his fur. Let's do one last one together. We'll go with a tertiary color this time. We'll go with red violet. But we'll lighten it up so it looks a little bit pink. We'll go with the original color for the mask of red violet. We'll do the same for his cape, logo, shorts, and boots. Directly across from red violet on the color wheel is yellow green. We'll use yellow green for his tights. For his belt and logo and boots, we'll go with a very desaturated red violet, which means we've added a lot of gray. For the backdrop, we're going to go with the yellow green, but really adding a lot of gray to it. We'll lighten that up for the starburst, and for the ground we'll go back to the red violet, but really lighten it up with a light gray. Changing the values of your colors is very important. If you don't, your art will turn out looking something like this. Ouch! A little intense, isn't it? It's hard to know what to look at first. All of the colors are competing with each other. The foreground blends in with the background. Let's try changing some of the values. First, let's change the intensity of the blue by adding a little white. That red in the background is just too loud. Mighty Bear gets lost in the background. So we're going to add some yellow to the background, making it more of an orange. For the starburst, we'll change the tint by adding some white. For the foreground, we'll add lots of gray. There. Isn't that a better composition? In fact, I'd go as far to say it's mighty. Well, that's just a basic understanding of the color wheel. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, be sure to check out part 2 of the color wheel. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos like this one. I want to give a special thanks today for the color wheel.